preparation which we are doing for making Dal Makhani. So what I did night before was I've taken 250 grams of black urad dal. This is what it looks like, and 50 grams of red beans, and I've just soaked them overnight in water. And this morning I have just washed them and scrubbed them 5 to 6 times. So you can see that the color of the beans has changed from being from black to slightly dark greenish. So this is what we need to give it a nice red color that we see in the restaurants. So I put the beans in the pressure cooker. In goes about 4 cups of water, one cinnamon stick, 1 black cardamom, about 1 teaspoon of salt, and a very small onion which has been finely chopped. So cook this dal as you would normally cook in the pressure cooker. I will possibly wait for a whistle and then put it in a slow heat and cook for next 30 minutes. Some people, they cook for 3 to 4 whistles and then they open the lid and let it cook on a slow heat. Or if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can just cook in a pan, but it will just take about 1 hour for these beans to be nicely soft and mushy. I'm just going to put the lid on and cook this one, and in the meanwhile we'll start prepping for the tempering. So our dal has been cooking in the pressure cooker for the last 30 minutes. What I'm going to do is take up all the top water from the dal, because this is going to help us get a nice red color or the red hue we're looking for in the restaurant style Dal Makhani. So we're just taking out all the excess water from the top, and I'll just show you in a minute. So this is our lentils and they are nicely cooked now. They look cooked. So just gonna take those excess water from the top, and we're just gonna transfer our lentils into the other pan for tempering. Still needs cooking for the next 45 minutes to 1 hour. So in another pan, while we are cooking our beans, I'm just gonna take about a teaspoon of some olive oil out, and go some butter, just let the butter melt, half a teaspoon of hing or asafoetida powder. I think it's really important because it just helps in digestion of these lentils. So our butter is nicely melting now. So this is about an inch of ginger and a full about 10 to 12 cloves of garlic have been crushed. You can also use green chilies at this stage in this mixture if you want. Since I'm making it for the kids, so I'm not using them, but you could if you want. So just let the ginger garlic cook for 1 or 2 minutes. We don't want to brown it, but we just want the rawness to go away, and just cook it evenly. I'm just going to add another teaspoon of salt, about 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili, half a teaspoon of the hot red chili powder, 1 teaspoon of the coriander powder, and just a 1/4 teaspoon of garam masala. We can adjust the level of spices later on as well. Just give it a nice mix. Make sure that the spices don't get burnt, because we want to retain that color. Next goes tomato puree. So these are like 4 tomatoes that has been pureed. You can use a tin puree as well. We just want the tomatoes to be fully cooked. Don't worry if you can see some portions of garlic or ginger, because we are still going to cook the lentils afterwards for a very long time, so these all are going to just get absorbed into the gravy and you won't really feel anything in the end. So once the tomatoes have been cooked, I'm just going to transfer my cooked lentils into this. Mix it nicely. In goes about a cup of water. Wow, look at this color. This is what we want, the reddish hue which we eat in the restaurants. Okay, so Dal Makhani is another name for patience, so unfortunately there is no shortcuts here. So 1 tablespoon of kasuri methi crushed leaves, some more butter. So once it has a boil, then I'm just going to cover it and let it cook on a slow heat for the next 45 minutes to 1 hour, depending on the consistency you're looking for. So what we basically want is a red hue in the end, and then all the lentils and the red beans will be nicely mashed up and you won't be able to differentiate between the lentils and the red beans. So you can see some bubbles, it's boiling now. So I'm just going to reduce the heat and let it simmer it on a low flame for the next, it's like 45 minutes to 1 hour, and just keep stirring in between. Okay, so our dal has been cooking for about 45 minutes on low heat. Now I'm just going to add double cream to it. It's about 2 tablespoons of double cream.